Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking the mechanics of a truly crucial financial pivot. We're talking about the transition from just saving your money to actively compounding it. We're going to look at that strategic leap into real wealth building. So let's just jump right into the source material. Here's our roadmap for today. 1. Beyond the savings account. 2. Laying your financial foundation. 3. Your core investment options. 4. Smart strategies for success. And finally, number 5, playing the long game. Part 1, beyond the savings account, and why saving money isn't the finish line. Okay, let's dive into this. Did you know that keeping all your liquidity in a standard savings account is practically a guaranteed way to lose your purchasing power to inflation? I mean, sure, it's a really comfortable default, right? But letting your hard-earned capital just sit there idle, it means you are completely missing out on its true compounding potential. The source material draws a really sharp distinction here. Think of saving as your umbrella. It's an absolutely excellent, necessary habit to protect you for a rainy day. But investing is the engine. While saving plays defense, investing plays offense. It actually puts your capital to work to propel you forward. Moving right along to part 2, laying your financial foundation by building an emergency fund and setting clear goals. Listen, you simply cannot build a financial skyscraper on a shaky foundation. And that brings us to a crucial, absolutely vital number, 3 to 6. Before deploying any capital into the markets, the source strongly advises securing 3 to 6 months of living expenses in highly liquid accounts. This isn't your investment capital. This is your financial shock absorber for those totally unexpected life events, like surprise medical bills, home repairs, or sudden job loss. Once you have that safety net fully established, well, you need to define your actual targets. You have to ask yourself, are you saving for a house? Do you want to retire comfortably? Or are you aiming to build generational wealth for the future? Your answers here dictate your time horizon, which honestly is the single most important factor in determining your risk tolerance and exactly which assets you should be buying. All right, part 3, your core investment options. Let's understand the menu. And this brilliantly illustrates your main choices. When you're deploying capital, you essentially have 2 paths, owning or lending. Equities, things like individual stocks, mutual funds, and broad index funds, well, they represent ownership. They offer high growth potential, but they definitely come with some fluctuation and volatility. On the flip side, bonds represent lending. They offer lower risk and fixed returns. And rounding out this core menu is real estate, which is pretty unique because it offers a great blend of both cash-flowing rental income and physical asset appreciation. Which brings us to part 4, smart strategies for success. Starting small, diversifying, and investing regularly. Here's the really great news. The modern barrier to entry for investing is essentially zero. You can start small with fractional shares and literally just a few dollars. But the real secret? It isn't the initial amount. It's the behavioral loop. Taking step 2, investing regularly, to establish a continuous, automated habit is mathematically far more powerful over a lifetime than just sitting around waiting to deploy one massive lump sum. Now, as you build up that habit, your ultimate defensive play is diversification. That simply means spreading your money out across different assets to reduce risk and really improve your long-term stability. Spreading your capital across different asset classes, industries, and geographies ensures that one single failure doesn't wipe out your whole portfolio. It's honestly the closest thing you'll ever get to a free lunch in the financial world. You never want to put all your eggs in one basket. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how it solves the anxiety of market timing. It highlights dollar cost averaging. By investing a fixed amount every single month, strictly on a schedule, regardless of market conditions, you completely remove human emotion from the equation. You automatically buy more shares when the market happens to be cheap and fewer when it's expensive. Over time, it inherently smooths out all those stressful, volatile peaks and valleys. And that leads us to our final section, part 5, playing the long game, thinking long-term and keeping learning. Ultimately, you'll find that successful investing is actually less about the math and much more about psychology. Real wealth building requires the discipline to stay patient, ignore the short-term market noise, and absolutely avoid making emotional, panic-driven decisions. Getting rich overnight is a myth. You really have to focus on long-term growth. The market will inevitably shift, and that is exactly why the source emphasizes continuous education. You need to read books, follow trusted educators, and continuously improve your financial knowledge as the markets change. So the crucial point is this quote right here. Time in the market is usually more important than timing the market. You don't need a crystal ball to succeed. You really just need a calculated plan, relentless consistency, and the sheer patience to let compound interest do all the heavy lifting. We've covered the whole blueprint today, from building your liquid foundation all the way to deploying your capital through automated, diversified strategies. Remember, saving preserves your present, but investing actually funds your future. So the question remains, your future wealth really begins today, and it's dictated by the systems you build right now. What is your first step? Thank you so much for joining me on this explainer.